It often begins without warning, a seismic tremor deep within the ordinary landscape of our lives. One day the world is a familiar, predictable place. We go about our routines, our thoughts occupied by work, errands, and the quiet hum of existence. The next, we see a face across a crowded room, hear a voice in a quiet cafe, or share a fleeting glance with a stranger on a train. Suddenly, the ground shifts. A dormant volcano within us, one we perhaps never knew existed, rumbles to life. This is the initial powerful surge of romantic love, a force so potent it feels less like a choice and more like a beautiful, terrifying inevitability that has chosen us for its own grand and often chaotic purpose. This eruption is not merely a gentle warmth, it is a full-blown conflagration of feeling. The person who triggers it becomes an object of intense fascination. Their every gesture seems significant, their every word a piece of profound poetry. We find ourselves replaying conversations, analyzing smiles, and searching for hidden meanings in simple texts. This is the stage of idealization, where we project our deepest hopes and longings onto another human being. They cease to be just a person and become, in our minds, the answer to a question we never consciously asked. They represent a promise of completion, a cure for a loneliness we might not have even acknowledged until this very moment of their arrival. This sudden, overwhelming feeling is often powered by our biology, a clever trick of nature designed to ensure the continuation of our species. Our brains release a cocktail of potent chemicals: dopamine for pleasure, norepinephrine for excitement, and oxytocin for bonding. These hormones create a state of euphoria, a delightful delirium that makes us feel alive, energized, and singularly focused on the object of our affection. It is nature's way of putting on rose-tinted glasses, ensuring that we see only the best in our beloved. This biological pull is universal, affecting a teenager experiencing their first crush with the same intensity as a mature adult finding love later in life, though the context and wisdom may differ greatly. So we find ourselves in the grip of this magnificent obsession. Is it an attraction of the body, a craving for physical closeness and union? Absolutely. Is it a connection of the mind, a delight in shared humor, ideas, and conversation? Certainly. But it also feels like something more, something that touches the soul. There is a sense of recognition, a feeling of having found a missing part of ourselves. This blend of the physical, mental, and spiritual is what makes romantic love so uniquely powerful. It is not just one thing, but a mysterious and compelling fusion of all three, a volcanic force that reshapes our inner world completely. Why are we drawn to one specific person and not another? The answer is a complex tapestry woven from the threads of nature and nurture. From a biological standpoint, we are subtly programmed to seek out partners who signal health and genetic fitness, traits that promise healthy offspring. This might manifest as an attraction to symmetrical faces, clear skin, or a certain physical build. These are ancient, instinctual cues that operate beneath the surface of our conscious thought. Our DNA whispers suggestions to our heart, guiding us toward choices that have, for millennia, proven advantageous for survival. It is a primal, inherited script that we unwittingly perform on the stage of modern romance. However, our upbringing and experiences play an equally crucial role. The love we witnessed, or failed to witness, between our parents creates a blueprint for our own romantic expectations. We may find ourselves drawn to people who remind us of a caring parent, seeking to replicate a comforting and familiar dynamic. Conversely, we might unconsciously seek partners who present us with the same emotional challenges we faced in childhood, hoping this time to fix the past and achieve a different, happier outcome. Our culture, our friends, and the stories we consume all add layers to this complex psychological map, shaping what we believe love is and who is worthy of receiving it. This attraction is not a weakness, it is a fundamental part of the human condition, yet it possesses a peculiar ability to blind us. When we are in the throes of infatuation, we are often incapable of seeing the other person clearly. We see a perfected version, an idealized image onto which we have projected all our desires. We may ignore red flags, overlook flaws, and create elaborate justifications for behavior that our friends can clearly see as problematic. This is not foolishness, but a side effect of the very chemicals that make love feel so wonderful. Love, in its early stages, is a form of temporary madness. a beautiful and necessary illusion that allows a bond to form before the harsher realities of life intervene. Ultimately, the pull we feel is also profoundly spiritual. Beyond the biological imperatives and psychological patterns, there is often a feeling of deep soulful resonance. It can feel as though we are not just connecting with another person, but with something larger than ourselves. This longing can be interpreted as a desire for transcendence, a wish to break free from the isolation of the self and merge with another. It's a yearning for a union that goes beyond the physical and mental, touching a part of us that feels eternal. This spiritual dimension is what elevates romantic love from a mere biological function to one of life's most profound and mysterious experiences. When a love story ends, the pain is unlike any other. It is not just a simple sadness, but a deep, multi-layered agony that permeates our entire being. Heartbreak is a physical phenomenon. Studies have shown that the brain regions that light up during physical pain are also activated during a rejection. The chest literally aches, we lose our appetite, and sleep becomes a distant shore we cannot reach. Our bodies go into a state of withdrawal from the feel-good chemicals that our partner's presence once supplied. We are left in a state of physiological distress, a genuine sickness of the heart that mirrors the emotional turmoil we are enduring. Mentally, the pain is one of profound disorientation. The person who has left was not just a companion, they were a central pillar in the architecture of our identity. Our daily routines, our future plans, our very sense of self were intertwined with theirs. When they are gone, the entire structure collapses. We are forced to confront a future we never envisioned, one that feels empty and terrifyingly uncertain. We are haunted by memories, by the ghosts of what was and the dreams of what could have been. The mind becomes a relentless tormentor, replaying every moment, searching for what went wrong, and grappling with the crushing weight of failure and rejection. Spiritually, heartbreak can feel like a crisis of faith, not necessarily in a religious sense, but in the goodness of the world and our place in it. The profound connection we felt, which seemed to touch something eternal, has been severed. This can lead to a feeling of cosmic loneliness, a sense that we are utterly alone in a meaningless universe. The promise of completion has been broken, leaving behind a void. The soul which soared on the wings of love is now grounded, left to nurse its wounds and question whether such a transcendent connection is even possible, or if it was all just a cruel and beautiful illusion from the start. Given this immense pain, it is perhaps not surprising that lasting happy love stories are so rare. Our society often celebrates the initial volcanic eruption of romance, but offers little guidance for sustaining love through the quiet, mundane, and difficult seasons of life. We are sold a fantasy of perpetual excitement, but real love requires something more: commitment, patience, forgiveness, and the courage to love an imperfect person. People change, circumstances shift, and the initial idealization inevitably fades. True, lasting love is not about finding the perfect person. It is about learning to love the imperfect person you have chosen, day after day, long after the initial volcanic passion has cooled into a steady, life-giving warmth. Across the world's great religions, romantic love is viewed with a mixture of reverence and caution, seen as a powerful force that can lead either to spiritual growth or to profound distraction. In Christianity, the love between a man and a woman is often seen as a mirror of Christ's love for the Church, a sacred covenant demanding sacrifice, faithfulness, and unconditional grace. Similarly, Islam holds marital love in high esteem, considering it a sign of God's mercy and a means of finding peace and tranquility. In both traditions, love is a divine gift, but its expression must be channeled within the sacred bounds of marriage to protect it from becoming a source of sin and chaos. Hinduism presents a rich and complex view where romantic love, or kama, is one of the 4 legitimate goals of life, but it must be balanced with duty, or dharma, and righteousness. The stories of divine couples like Rama and Sita or Shiva and Parvati illustrate the ideals of devoted, eternal love. Judaism also sanctifies love within marriage, viewing it as a holy act of creation and companionship, a fulfillment of a divine commandment to be fruitful and multiply. In these faiths, love is not an end in itself but a vehicle for fulfilling a higher purpose, a way to build a family, a community, and a connection to the divine. It is a powerful medicine when used correctly. Other traditions, however, view this intense attachment with greater suspicion. In Buddhism, strong romantic desire is seen as a form of craving, or tanha, a primary source of suffering and an obstacle to enlightenment. The goal is to cultivate universal compassion, or metta, for all beings, rather than a concentrated, exclusive attachment to one person. While not forbidding lay relationships, the path to liberation requires transcending such powerful bonds. Sikhism too encourages a focus on a higher love, the love for God. While married life is the norm, the ultimate goal is to see the divine in all and not let attachment to one person overshadow one's spiritual journey. From these perspectives, romantic love can be a dangerous distraction. So, is love a danger, a medicine, or a test? It seems it is all three. It is a medicine that can heal our deepest wounds of loneliness and isolation. It is a danger that can blind us, lead us into obsession, and cause unimaginable pain. And ultimately, it is a test. It tests our capacity for kindness, our patience, our resilience, and our ability to see beyond ourselves. It challenges us to grow, to forgive, and to love not just an ideal but a real, flawed, and beautiful human being. Romantic love is one of life's greatest and most difficult classrooms, offering us the most profound lessons if we are brave enough to learn them. A heart, a fragile, hopeful thing, can learn to fly, can learn to sing. It risks the fall, it risks the night, for just one glimpse of morning light.